Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is setting up your document that you're going to create and looking at a magazine and dividing it up into the various dimensions so that you can recreate this on InDesign. And what you'll see that I've got in front of me, or what you should be seeing on the screen at the moment, is I have a magazine which I've been working on. And you can see it's a double page spread. We've got 2 pages in here. And you can see that on here we've got some dimensions marked. Now, you might be wondering what these mean, so let's just zoom in a bit. So what I've done is I've divided this magazine up and I've measured the relevant dimensions on here, so I can know that if I want to recreate this, how many centimetres each part is. Now you might be wondering why I've labelled it, for example, 8.1, 9.8. When we go and work on InDesign, I'll just show you it on the side here. To lay out the rulers, it works in centimetres, so therefore it doesn't allow you to put, we want this ruler to be, say, 0.9 centimetres. It'll ask us for the exact number of centimetres that it is. Therefore, it's really important that we lay it out in terms of how many centimetres we are needing for that element as we work down the page. So I started at the top. I've got 0.9 centimetres here for the first bit. Then the next bit is a white box, which you can see there. So that we had 0.3 onto 0.9, which gives us 1.2. And then again here, this is moving down to here. This is another series of measurements in there, and that takes us down to 2.1. So from 1.2 to 2.1, which is again 0.9. Okay, so you can see also, so that's 0.9. This one here is 8.1. and 8.7, 8.9, which is and 9.8. You can see that I'm moving down the page because the whole page width is height is 30 centimeters. Right, there's a few things you need to focus on when you do this, and things which won't fall into this normal use of centimeters. Okay, the first ones are, there's one here which is 1.9, one here 1.7, and one here which is 0.9. And here you should have another one which will be a number, which will be something like this. For me, I know it's 1.5. The reason these need to be measured in normal centimetres is that they're going to be your margins, and you'll be told about margins in the next tutorial. Similarly, the distance between the columns here, you need to measure that and find out what distance that is, because that's when you set up your guttering, which again it will be explained in the next tutorial. So the way you can do this is, what I did is I got a magazine, I got a ruler, and I drew on the magazine and measured it out using the ruler. After I've done that, I took a picture of the magazine and imported it into my computer and opened it up on Adobe Acrobat. After I'd imported it, I used the line tool here to draw the lines on, like so, and used the typewriter tool to put in the dimensions. Okay, and then after I've done that, I saved it as a PDF file, and then you can use this as part of your research. So you go File, Print, PDF, Save as PDF, and give it a name. So that's what you need to do. One more thing which you might want to do, if you're using as well, is that if you're using multiple articles, so you've used 3 or 4 different articles and you have looked at the different spacing and elements, and you want to take, say, the border from one article, or maybe you're taking the text box or the number of columns from another article. What would be a good thing to do, guys, is to measure the dimensions of these in terms of centimetres. So, for example, I know that this line here is 0.9 centimetres in width, and I know that if we're looking at how wide it is going to be 22.7 centimetres, because that's how wide the page is. This will allow you to recreate that element on your other document, or on your print article that you're making. If you don't take the measurements in terms of centimetres, if you are wanting to recreate one element, how wide it is, how long it is, then you won't be able to do this.